Mariann Edgar Budde is a woman of faith. She is also a woman of history. She is the first woman to lead the Episcopal Diocese of Washington, D.C. This is a big job. It means she is a leader in her church. She is a voice for her people. Bishop Budde is known for her strong beliefs. She believes in love and compassion. She believes in helping those in need. And she is not afraid to speak her mind. She speaks out for what she believes in, even when it is difficult. In January 2025, America inaugurated a new president, Donald Trump. It was a time of great change and uncertainty. Many people were worried about what the future held. Bishop Budde knew she had to speak out. She had to share a message of hope and unity. She decided to use a very special occasion to deliver her message. The day after the inauguration, a service was held at the Washington National Cathedral. This is a grand and important church. It was the perfect place for Bishop Budde to speak to the new president and the nation. The service at the National Cathedral was a solemn event. President Trump and other important people attended. It was a time for prayer and reflection. Bishop Budde knew that all eyes would be on her as she stepped up to the pulpit. She had carefully prepared her sermon. She knew that her words would be heard not just by those in the cathedral, but by people across the country. It was a chance to speak directly to the heart of the nation. Bishop Budde began by talking about the hope that many Americans felt. A new president always brings new possibilities, but she also acknowledged the fear and anxiety that many others were experiencing. There were deep divisions in the country. She spoke about the importance of unity and compassion. She reminded everyone that America is a nation of immigrants. It is a place where people from all backgrounds come together. She called on President Trump to remember this. She urged him to lead with mercy and understanding. Bishop Budde's sermon was not just about politics. It was about something deeper. It was about the values that she believed should guide America. Values like love, compassion, and justice. She spoke passionately about the need to protect the most vulnerable members of society. She spoke about the LGBTQ+ community. She spoke about immigrants. She spoke about people of all faiths and backgrounds. She reminded President Trump that he had a responsibility to all Americans. She urged him to use his power to help those in need. She called on him to be a president for all, not just for some. Her words were powerful and moving. She spoke with conviction and sincerity. She challenged President Trump to live up to the high ideals of his office. She called on him to be a president who brought people together, not one who divided them. President Trump listened to Bishop Budde's sermon. He sat in the front pew of the cathedral. He did not look happy. He fidgeted in his seat. He shook his head. It was clear that he did not agree with what she was saying. Later that day, President Trump took to Truth Social. This was his favorite way of communicating with the public. He posted an angry message about Bishop Budde's sermon. He called it boring and nasty. He accused her of being a hater and a loser. President Trump's reaction was not surprising. He had a history of attacking anyone who criticized him. He did not like being challenged. He preferred to surround himself with people who agreed with him. But Bishop Budde refused to be intimidated. She stood by her words. She believed that she had a moral obligation to speak out. She would not be silenced by the president's insults. Bishop Budde's sermon struck a chord with many Americans. They were tired of the division and anger in the country. They longed for a leader who would bring people together. They saw in Bishop Budde someone who was willing to stand up for what she believed in, even when it was unpopular. Her message of compassion and unity resonated with people from all walks of life. It crossed political and religious lines. It reminded people that they were not alone in their hopes and fears. Bishop Budde's sermon was a powerful reminder that words matter. They have the power to inspire and to heal. They can also be used to divide and to destroy. Bishop Budde chose to use her words to build bridges, not walls. She showed that it is possible to disagree respectfully. She showed that it is possible to stand up for what you believe in without resorting to anger or hatred. She showed that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope. Bishop Budde's sermon went viral. People shared it on social media. They wrote about it in newspapers and magazines. They discussed it on television and radio. It became a national conversation. Some people praised Bishop Budde for her courage. They thanked her for speaking truth to power. They said that she gave them hope for the future. Others criticized her. They said that she was being disrespectful to the president. They accused her of being too political. They said that she should have stuck to religion. But Bishop Budde refused to be drawn into the fray. She had made her point. She had spoken her truth. She was content to let the public decide for themselves. Bishop Mariann Edgar Budde is a remarkable woman. She is a woman of faith, a woman of courage, and a woman of history. She is a role model for all Americans, especially young people. She shows us that it is possible to make a difference in the world. She shows us that we all have a voice and that we should use it to speak out against injustice. She shows us that even in the face of adversity, we should never give up hope. Bishop Budde's sermon at the National Cathedral will be remembered for years to come. It was a powerful reminder of the importance of compassion, unity, and respect. It was a call to action for all Americans to come together and build a better future. Her message is timeless. It is a message that we need to hear today more than ever. In a world that is often filled with darkness, Bishop Budde is a shining light. She is a beacon of hope and inspiration for us all.